Hi, my name's Liz Bettles and I'm here today with Ronaldo Fulieri from NutriFoods. Ronaldo is a nutritionist and dietitian as well as a personal trainer and a chef. And Ronaldo, tell me a little bit about yourself and how you started NutriFoods and how you got into the place that you're in now, because you're running a very successful business now on the Gold Coast and looking at growing it. I know that you mentioned earlier, just when we were chatting in the kitchen, about when you were 9 years old and you've been cooking since you were little.
Yep. That's the beginning of my journey. I started 9 years old because I had massive passion for cooking and food. My mom is a great cook and she was my first actually teacher in the kitchen. She showed me the first steps to learn how to cook my own food. So by the age of 10, 11, I was doing my family dinner as a habit. Every day after school I used to go home and just prep up for dinner, and so by the time my mom was home, dinner was ready. So I used to have pretty much freedom to do whatever I want in the kitchen for 2 or 3 years. That's when I developed myself as a cook. By the age of 11 I became overweight and borderline obese. Because my mom was working in a shopping center, we used to live that lifestyle, fast-paced lifestyle, where a few nights a week I was with her in the shopping center, and we used to eat fast foods, processed foods. Besides, I was a good cook, so I used to eat a lot all the time. So I put on weight. By the age of 11, my doctor said, you borderline obesity. If you keep going the way you're going, you might become adolescent or overweight and obese, probably an adult, and you could have some health problems. That was a shock for me, and I changed instantly. And from the moment I was on the clinic, I walked away. I said to my mom, I want to do a diet. My mom said, I don't know how to. Wow. So I just researched in a few books, and I came up with this little diet of mine that I just put in small portions, end up losing weight naturally. Just by cutting my portions and controlling my sugar, I could pretty much stop with soft drinks and anything with sugar, and I was just eating my fruits and vegetables. By the age of 13, I joined the gym, and that's where I began my journey as a sports person, because I fell in love with fitness and weights and pretty much weights. I dedicate from 13 to 21 my time to weights and bodybuilding and nutrition. That's when I first came across to bodybuilding. A few of the trainers at the gym told me the principles of nutrition and how to transform your body, how to change your body using foods. So I went from an overweight kid to a very fit adolescent. By the age 16, 17, I was very fit, very strong, healthy. I was eating very well, 6 to 8 meals a day. I was cooking my own food, and that's where I fell in love with nutrition. I went to uni with 17, and from 17 to 21, I dedicated my 4 years to study nutrition, research, apply the science, and dedicate to bodybuilding. And that's pretty much the beginning of my journey as a nutritionist. So I went from a young cook to a sports person to learn all of that, the principles. Then I became a nutritionist with passion for helping people losing weight. That was my passion, teach people how to eat well, to lose weight and stay well, to maintain the habits. Came up to Australia with 21 years old in an aim to study English. Ended up applying for a personal training course. Got pretty much in a year and a half personal training. Got the awards for the best personal trainer 2008. And from there onwards, my career as a nutritionist and personal trainer just skyrocketed. It was great. So being a trainer, a nutritionist on the coast, because it's such a small environment, my image went really quickly to
Yeah.
the industry. A lot of people knew me. I was working mainly with personal training studios. I was starting to run seminars. By 2010, I opened up NutriFood, which is healthy cooking classes.
Yeah.
And from 2010 to now, I've been running cooking classes, and that's where I wrote my book.
Because and one of the things that I love most about you, because as you know, I recently saw you speak at the Prana Centre here on the Gold Coast, and you were speaking all these women, and I think there was a couple of men there as well that are sort of aged between that 35 and 65 when they're going through a lot of hormonal changes, which is predominantly the area that Maura Dr. McGill works in. And I was just blown away, as I know Maura was really impressed as well, by just the amount of information that you had, the effects that our food are having on our hormone levels, and also the kind of things that support us. So what sort of foods do you believe are not supporting people in that age group with the hormone imbalances, and what can they do to make those changes? And, you know, is it simple? Is it difficult? Because I know for a lot of people we all get so excited about food, but it's like, what's the first step that you take?
Yep. I think it is simple if you are willing to change few things on your eating habits. For example, reduce the amount of processed food that you eat on a daily basis. Because now we know pre-packed foods and any food that's industrialized and processed, they lack nutrients because of the processing. And second, they might have additives and conservants, and now we know the few additives in food can alter or modify your own hormones. So that's the first step, is like go from a processed industrialized food type of eating to a more natural. And just by doing that change, like, and when I say natural, is like everyone knows it's fruits, vegetables, lean meats, and a little bit of fish on a daily basis, seeds, nuts, whole grains. And that's the difference of our world right now. We're using way too much processed carbohydrates, too much white flour, white rice, everything is white, refined, lack the nutrients and the fiber. That can impact the insulin, which is a hormone that may accentuate your weight gain. But saying that, it's very important to also focus on animal products. Sometimes they may have excess of let's say additives to it, especially processed meat. I would say normal meat is fine, fish, chicken, if it's good, like free range, no problem at all. The processing of the meat, it may add, extra chemicals to the body. And I always tell my clients, go for a period of where you focus more on vegetarian foods too. Not the whole week, but let's say one meal a day or two vegetarian, where you can have a couple of seeds, nuts, fruits, vegetables. That will help already. And like you said, I'm specialized on superfoods and foods that help your body to balance that hormones. So I always use seeds and nuts to help to use that, like linseed, for example. Soy, not all products with soy, but I still believe that soy is good for a few females.
Yeah.
Even males too can benefit from the usage of soy. Chia seeds, maca powder, which is a root from South America. It helps balance the estrogen, and even for males increase the testosterone.
Really?
But for females, balance the estrogen levels. So maca, it's well known for that benefit. And so on. You can use so many other superfoods to help to balance your own hormones.
Where can you get the maca from, and what sort of form is it? Is it a powder or?
It's a powder form. I don't think in Australia you can find any other form apart from powder, because it's derived from South America. It's the only place you can find maca root. Most health food stores, they work with maca. It's popular in South America, United States, and it's now becoming more popular in Australia, just for that reason. Increase testosterone in males, balance the estrogen in females and helps pretty much boost stamina and endurance in any sports person. So it got its benefits. Plus, it contains good fats, because it's an oily type of fruit, and it's full of nutrients, especially minerals. So I always tell my clients use on a daily basis a little bit, mix on breakfast or smoothies. I have a couple of recipes like superfood smoothies where I add all my superfoods in it, and it's simple. So it's not a hard thing to change the lifestyle. You just have to work on that constantly.
Yeah.
Every day on small changes, and when you see it, you did a massive impact on your health.
Fantastic. From a weight loss point of view, because I know that people struggle a lot of that in hormones, is the kind of the standard or a lot of symptoms are quite similar insofar as people are having the hot flushes, and I know that Maura talks about sometimes that can be diet related once the hormones are balanced and people are still experiencing that. So there's sort of the hot flushes and the sleep deprivation and the low libido and performance level and things like that. Are there any kinds of foods that you immediately think of that can have an impact? I mean, have you seen positive results in people as a result of increasing or decreasing certain foods?
I think for the hot flushes and the whole hormone imbalance, it's very important to focus on few things. Stress control, and by the fact like just being stressed, it will impact on your whole body system. So saying that your sleep is very important because your sleep control your cortisol levels. So you have to have that balance between sleep, manage your stress, exercise. Even exercising help a little bit on that, unbalance, and focus on foods that cool your body down, like for example vegetables raw. I would say if you go from a cooked type of diet to a raw type of diet, instantly you get the benefit, because those types of food chill your body, help your body detox, because the liver sometimes is the organ that makes your hormones even, let's say, more potent, because the more estrogen you produce, if the liver is not dealing with that hormonal changes, you accumulate more and more. So you have to be able to detox the excess of estrogen daily. The only reason I'm saying that is because I've seen massive changes in detox diets where the person goes from a highly processed and animal-based diet to a raw vegetarian diet where they have instantly changes. In a week they say to me, I lost weight, I feel way better, I can sleep a little bit better, and I'm just feeling, that my body is flushing toxins. And that's all you need to do, because if you have an excess of estrogen, all you got to do is manage your detoxification. Your liver is the organ, is the filter.
Yeah.
So you have to look after your liver. I always recommend supplementation for the liver and raw diet, lots of water, alkaline water, and a little bit of exercise, a little bit of meditation, because the liver is the organ of the stress. So if you're a stressed person, it will impact on your liver, and by doing that you can have greater results. A couple of oils, omega-3 oils, primer, how do you say it here in Australia? Primrose oil?
Oh, primrose oil.
Primrose oil.
Oh, so in the capsule form.
In capsule form. I don't normally take it, but few ladies that I know that started with that have some benefits, and we as a nutritionist know the benefits of this oil, but I believe just the natural raw vegetarian plus stress management is probably one of the best ways.
And do you think going raw vegetarian, say twice a day, or reserving a day to a week, still has enough impact? Because I know that there's some people out there might be going, well, I'm not going to go fully raw vegetarian.
Yeah, I think that's all you need to do. start slowly, like maybe do one meal a day where you have just raw foods, and if you like that type of meal, maybe do twice a day.
Yeah.
And if you can do once a week, a fully day without animal produce, just to allow your body in that day detox a little bit more, you have a good lifestyle. You don't need to, I think, all the time, be strictly. If you want to do, let's say, for a few patients that I know that they have cancer, if they do a raw vegetarian diet, they benefit more because they have a greater detoxification, and that's the main thing for cancer. If you don't have major health issues, then you just need to be balanced. And twice a day, raw meals, have a couple of seeds and nuts, fruits, vegetables, have green drinks like spirulina, barley grass to boost your body with nutrients. And then once a week you do a vegetarian diet, it's fine. You can easily keep going for a while with that diet.
Supplementing. You talked about evening primrose and about...
Yep. You can use that a couple of times a day, maybe twice a day.
Do you do any other supplements? Or
I do.
Are there any that you recommend?
I do recommend a couple. Depends. That's the thing. It's very individual. So when I have clients, they come to me. We do a session where we go through everything about their body, what's their needs, deficiencies, and based on their needs we supplement. But I don't always recommend supplementation. If I see they may need magnesium because they've been deprived of magnesium, I supplement magnesium or zinc or even iron for a few ladies because they have greater losses like monthly. We put a little bit of iron. But that's the thing, you can do that naturally. You don't need always supplement.
Yeah.
But supplementation sometimes is the quick fix.
Yeah. We
use for 3 months and then we take off. Then that's it.
Food.
So I believe that naturally is the best way, but sometimes, supplements. But like the liver one, I always recommend supplementation for liver. Because you use milk thistle, globe artichoke in high doses. You're never going to be able to eat that or drink milk thistle as a tea because you need high doses for the liver. So sometimes you got to supplement. And it's not for forever, it's just for a period of time. Maybe 3 months, 6 months, a year. Sometimes take a whole year to detox the body. Yeah.
Now you're speaking with us in May, which we're very excited about.
Yes.
What are you going to do?
Well, I think basically it's my normal routine, which is a quick introduction. I tell you guys a little bit about myself, and then we go into the superfoods and the foods that benefit our health on a daily basis. But with you guys, I'm going to do a little bit different, focusing more on food for mid-age, and how to keep healthy after 30s, and avoid osteoporosis or avoid cardiovascular problems, because we all know that females can have cardiovascular problems as well. Weight loss foods.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you guys a couple of recipes. We might do 1 or 2 recipes on the day. Everyone gonna be able to taste it, and at the end we might have an open questions. And I'm very excited because every session is different, so I'm still designing the class, and I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy it.
Oh, thank you. Plans for the future for you? What's your dreams?
The book, promote the book, which is coming up as an ebook version for the whole world.
Yeah.
Right now it's only available in Gold Coast and Brisbane. We're launching in Melbourne and Sydney soon, Brazil. And obviously keep promoting my classes, my seminars. I'm opening a school of cooking for adopted children in Brazil this year, so that's my major goal as a humanitarian. I want to work with kids and keep promoting just my services. I know that I help many people on a daily basis, and that's all I want. Keep it writing. I'm starting my 2nd book already, and I think that's my passion. It's teaching and writing, cooking. I'm still a chef. I still cook every day.
Yeah.
and yeah, just develop myself as a nutritionist, and that's why I keep studying.
Brilliant. Thanks, Ronaldo.
Thank you.